It's Horizon.
And Liz.
And the camera's angled because there's a bunch of crap upstairs where just being done. But yeah, they did not play well. And well, I predicted that they'd have problems.
We just
I didn't think they'd have this much problems. They were bad. This is the worst game I've seen them play in a long time.
They didn't convert a single third
No
down.
third down conversion, which is pathetic.
That hasn't happened since '91.
Gronkowski idiotically hitting a guy late. I don't think he should have been suspended for it, but why take the chance that you're going to be suspended? It's an idiotic thing to do. That cost him this game. Hogan was useless. I don't understand why he even played. Cooks couldn't
get open.
Couldn't get open on a cornerback that's not even that great. I don't know what his problem today was. And Amendola was non-existent. And McDaniel's play calling was weird, particularly at the end of the game when they actually did have a chance. He decides not to call a sneak from the inch-yard line. Don't understand it. I can't explain that one. You've got to sneak that in that situation. And the onside kick was the most terrible onside kick I've ever seen.
It looked like more like a rugby play.
It looked like they just gave up. I mean, it really did. Maybe they're thinking Miami's just going to look dumbfounded at them. I don't know. It was dumb. I don't know who practiced that or thought that was a good idea.
I don't either.
But offensively, nobody played good.
No.
Lewis had a good catch, I guess. That was about it. And even he was bad.
I guess maybe
Burkhead. No, Burkhead was bad. He had a couple of decent catches. Other than that, he was bad. The line was terrible, at least the left side, and the Fleming actually wasn't too bad today.
Tooney was atrocious.
Tooney was bad. Andrews was okay. Mason was good. Mason's always good, though. Solder was terrible. Thuney was terrible. Brady took a lot of hits.
He was inaccurate as all.
He was terrible.
But when you don't
he
practice,
hasn't been practicing constantly, and it's showing now. So that has got to stop.
Too bad it'd be sore this week.
So he's gonna be sore again, but he can't miss practice. And
yeah.
I mean, his throws. He looked like Trevor Siemian out there today, missing wide open throws. It was bad. It's not really that the Dolphins were great. Defensively, they were good. Offensively, they were inconsistent. But when the other team doesn't convert a single third down, it doesn't really matter. And special teams, the Patriots were bad. They got no good kick returns. Kick coverage was good.
But they were killed with penalties.
Punt returns were bad. Then when they were good, they were killed with penalties. There were a lot of weird, iffy penalties on both sides in this game, particularly PI calls that were called that weren't pass interference. They had a weird roughing call against Brady that, although it helped New England, it was not roughing, where Brady got his head lightly combed.
I
guess. So, I don't know. The officiating wasn't great in the game, but it really didn't matter. They were going to lose anyway. Yeah, they were bad all around. I can't even give a game ball to anybody, so they were all bad. Defensively, oh God, did anybody play well? I guess McCourty played well.
I guess, maybe.
Gilmore was okay. Butler was terrible. Chung was okay, I guess, at times.
Maybe Adam Butler.
Adam Butler was okay. Lee was atrocious. I don't even know why. I don't know what happened to him. He was bad. They gave up so many yards to Drake, who's just a backup running back, is just ridiculous. I don't understand why they can't set the edge or what's wrong with the interior of the D-line at this point.
It's almost as if they were playing the Chiefs and they let Kareem Hunt run over
and he's also a backup running back. I mean,
this is the worst I've ever seen them play.
I mean, it just seems like when they go and there's a running back that has no film on him, New England struggles to contain them, and they didn't adjust to it. They kept going 5 wide, the Dolphins, and they were exploiting linebackers on Drake, and they never adjusted to it, and they did it time and time again. The Dolphins blitzed the entire game. I think
90%.
I'd have to check it, but I think it's over 70% of the time they're blitzing.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why Brady wasn't able to read it.
They were pretty
obvious. It got to the point
us.
where I was figuring out where they were blitzing
understood what
from.
they were doing.
And I don't understand why they didn't run slants over the middle, because they were blitzing
Constant.
7-8 guys.
Constant.
And slants would have been open over the middle. And I don't know. I mean, Brady downfield was terrible. He missed Cooks on an out route.
He missed Cooks a couple
He was
times.
bad. I mean, I don't know. He threw 2 terrible interceptions. The first one was maybe PI, but it's
debatable.
probably not. It looked like more like Cooks just fell on his own, but regardless, it shouldn't have been thrown either way. And the last one, Brady underthrew Cooks when he had Cooks for a touchdown. This was a winnable game. I mean, they had plenty of opportunities. Play calling at the end, I don't know why you punt the ball with 4 minutes left.
Why don't you go for it?
You have to go for it in that situation, and they don't. I don't know why you don't sneak it on the inch-yard line. So McDaniel's play calling was bad this game. It felt like every play was a check down. I don't get it. You had slants over the middle that would have been open.
And Brady only had 2 sacks, I think, in the game.
He
wasn't hit that much.
He wasn't hit that much. I mean,
he was
hit, but not
like crazy.
I don't know. They couldn't get pressure on Cutler, which made no sense. The Dolphins' offensive line is atrocious, and they couldn't get in.
The roles seemed to be reversed, so who knows?
I don't know. There's just something about going to Miami where they just suck.
They always have problems.
It's just the way it is. The good news is that this game was not really relevant because they go to Pittsburgh next week and they match up very well against Pittsburgh. They've always have. So if the New England Patriots win that game, that will give them the tiebreaker over Pittsburgh. They'll both have the same conference record. They'll go back to being the number 1 seed. Actually, they've technically been the number 2 seed anyway right now because of a tiebreaker. But they would be head-to-head tiebreaker over Pittsburgh. They'd have the number 1 seed. And then all they have to do is beat
win the last 2 games.
Buffalo at home, which is very winnable, and the Jets at home, again, winnable.
Both who have backup quarterbacks due to injuries, which is so.
No, Taylor's coming back next week. That's what I've read.
Oh.
But it doesn't
Still.
matter. They
own
own both of those teams at home, and they own Pittsburgh home or away. And I think Pittsburgh has serious problems on defense.
Based off the Sunday night game, yeah.
And we'll go over our preview, but historically, New England has always dominated Pittsburgh, especially with Tomlin as the coach. It's just how they match up. But so
bad loss.
I don't know if I said the score. I don't think it did. They lost. The Patriots go down 27-20 to the Dolphins.
27-17. Oh no, 27-20. You're right.
They kicked a meaningless field goal.
See, that's why I didn't even think of it.
They kicked a meaningless field goal, but yeah, Brady's bad. He's probably still the leader for the MVP because Carson Wentz is injured now. So I guess Brady's probably still the MVP front runner at this point, but
who knows?
But Gronkowski will be back next week. They definitely need Van Noy back. That's really not an option now. They got to have him back because they couldn't stop anything around the ground.
No.
And they need Trey Flowers back. So that's just the way it is.
Let's hope they're healthy by Sunday.
Yep, they got a short week. And Chum got hurt on a freaking onside kick of all things. Like, really? A meaningless onside kick on a game you're going to lose? But whatever. It's Chung. He's hurt all the time, but he usually plays. But yeah, terrible game, so we'll leave it there. Oh well. Sorry, this will probably be up a little late because the game was late, but whatever. It is what it is. So we'll leave it here. This is Ryzen.
And Liz.
Thanks for watching, and
we're on to Pittsburgh.
yay for losing.